Are you actually going to impose these tariffs, or are they a negotiating tactic?
Well, I'll give you an example. With Canada, and in particular Mexico, we have millions of people pouring into our country. You agree with that? I spoke with I spoke with Justin Trudeau. In fact, he flew to Mar-a-Lago within about 15 seconds after the call ended. Yeah. He was at Mar-a-Lago. We were having dinner talking about it. I said, you have to close up your borders because they're coming in the northern border, too, a lot. Not like the southern border, but they're coming in the Canadian border a lot. And drugs are pouring in. Almost as importantly, drugs are pouring in. Maybe more importantly, drugs are pouring in at levels never seen before, 10 times what we had. They're just pouring in. We can't have open borders. And I said to the president of Mexico and to Justin Trudeau, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to put tariffs on your country at about 25%.
Sir, I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No, why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president, I'm not. And he has been a divider. And you know where he divided?
Yes, Trump sat down with Welker today. She struggled to trap Trump in many ways. The kind of question she asks, on this clip, we are going to take an exclusive look into all that. There is this video. The next Prime Minister of Canada, Pierre, admitted that President Trump is right about Canada's border being a threat to the United States. We have 20K, 500K people here illegally, and many of them will be tempted to cross the border into the United States because they have a significantly stronger and faster growing economy. When you take a look at what Trump is doing here, Canada is now admitting. There is a clip which I'm going to show you what this guy said before we go into this full interview with Kristen Welker, where Trump actually told her what she wanted to know. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share out the video and check if your notification is on.
Some of the things he's asking for are things that would be good for Canadians if we did them anyway. For example, border security. Our border is a total disaster. We've had so much illegal migration across the border, so many fraudulent cases. We now have, it's between 20, the government, by the way, you're going to say, how could it possibly be between 20,000 and 500,000 people here illegally? I don't know how it could be between those, such a vast number, but that's what the Department of Immigration says. We have 20,000 to 500,000 people here illegally. And many of them will be tempted to cross the border into the United States because they have a significantly stronger and faster growing economy. If that happens, we will expect a massive retaliatory response from President Trump. So we have to secure the border. We have no choice. Not just for him, but for us. It is dangerous for our country to have that many people here illegally. And so I will secure our border. We will have more frontline border guards. We'll have drones in the air to stop illegal crossings. We're going to do full criminal background checks on people who come to our country before they get here, which was something, believe it or not, we don't actually do right now. We're going to scan the shipping containers to keep the fentanyl ingredients out of our country. We're going to lock up the drug kingpins that have made Canada the fentanyl capital of the world. Those are all steps that Trump is demanding, but more importantly, they're all things that we need to do to secure our own country. You know, I don't want to fight fentanyl to make Donald Trump happy. I want to fight fentanyl so that not one more mother loses a child to overdose. And now President Trump has made it clear that we have to do it if we want to continue to have access to the biggest and most lucrative economy the world has ever seen.
This is someone who understands exactly what is happening. Look at how he's talking. I'm not going to do this to please Trump, but I'm going to do it to make people safe in this country. It is like Trump is now coming to make Canada safe again under Justin Trudeau. If Trump is putting him that pressure to do this, it is insane. What has he been doing for the past years? He could not secure the border. Now Trump came in and put this pressure on him. It is actually shameful to see this happening. You are the leader of a country. Another person just come and give you an ultimatum. You just have to follow through. If you are doing right things, securing the border, not allowing this to happen, this kind of embarrassment you will not see.
I understand that on day one, you're going to be signing a flurry of
Yes.
executive orders.
A lot.
Can you give me just what are the top ones people should know
A
about?
lot of it will have to do with economics. A lot's going to have to do with energy. A lot's going to do with having to do with the border. We're going to immediately strengthen up the border and do a real job. And some of the basics.
Yes, I have seen different kinds of reactions partaken to this birthright citizenship on social media. A lot of people expressing frustration about that. Some say other countries will follow suit. If Trump implement this, you will see other people doing this, especially countries that have been looking deep into stopping this. Now Trump will open doors for that to happen. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad one. I want to know your opinion on the comment sections pertaining to this. Sometimes when I look at situations like this, based on my experience, what I see people that have seen struggling to birth flight into different countries, especially when they are pregnant, just because of this. I'm always speechless when I see it.
You named Kash Patel to be the next FBI director. He has a list in his book of 60 people that he calls members of the so-called deep state. It includes Democrat Christopher Wray. You campaigned on destroying the deep state. Do you want Kash Patel to launch investigations into people on that list?
No, I mean, he's going to do what he thinks is right.
Do you think that's right? Do you think that's right, sir?
If they think that somebody was dishonest or crooked or a corrupt politician, I think he probably has an obligation to do it. But
Are you going to direct him to do it?
no, not at all. Not at all. We have two great people there. We have him and we have Pam. And Pam Bondi has been like a rocket ship. She's very popular and very good and very fair. And Kash Patel is very fair. I'll tell you, I thought Kash may be difficult because he's, a strong conservative voice.
This lady have tried several times to trap Trump with some of these questions, but the way Trump is responding to this is amazing. When I look through all the videos, like there was one, she asked him about deportations of illegal. Would he separate families? Trump made it clear everybody will go. And she was shocked. According to her now, she was putting Trump in a position so the mainstream media can pick that up to sing like a song for weeks. And it never happened. Trump understands these people now. His second term will be amazing because he knows how to deal with them. The first term, he made a lot of mistakes, and now coming in, he has corrected everything.
I'm sure you've seen that evolve over the last. As you look right there, how do you describe your husband's dance moves?
Oh, this is very special and unique dance.
It is, right?
And I think a lot of people are copying it and everybody have fun with it.
Yeah.
So-
Which part?
Is this how you dance?
No.
Which part of the Trump did you give him any tips? Like in the
No.
beginning, it was low, and then it was up high, and now there's a golf swing.
No, he's coming all on his own.
Have you ever done the Trump dance? You are Mrs. Trump.
I did not.
So I guess you.
When I look at my life right now and I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party. Locally speaking, the Democrats have complete control and they have nearly destroyed my family's livelihood. Okay? We are living in trash and squalor everywhere. And unless the Democratic Party actually acknowledge these issues and solve these issues, rather than stealing our taxpayer money and funneling it to their nonprofit friends, they keep doing this, they're going to keep losing. And I'm going to keep speaking out against them. I don't care how much they hate Trump. I don't care how naughty the Republicans are being. Right now, the people having a negative impact on my life is the Democratic Party, and they need to change their ways. When we say we want to change the status quo, it doesn't mean we want to live in anarchy. It doesn't mean that we want to have $24 billion of our taxpayer money in California stolen by these nonprofits. It means that we want working people to be rewarded for their hard work. We want affordable housing. We want better working conditions, higher wages, better health care. These are things that Democrats used to purport to want to do. They don't do any of it anymore. And so I'm done with them until they change their ways.
Yeah, I completely understand it.
I think they're an absolute mess.
I want to appreciate people that continue to support me, share out my videos. God bless you abundantly.
There's a very good chance of that.
Many years ago. And then the decisive...
Let's keep validating the same outlets that continuously undermine us at every single turn.
Dear Mon Pa MAGA.
United States.
It was an excellent conversation.
Justin Trudeau broke the border. We didn't have these problems before Justin Trudeau.
Does anybody else think it's funny how Donald Trump has officially done more for Canada and he's not even in office yet?
I had a good call with Donald Trump last night again.
Trudeau is at the end of his time.
The Prime Minister dances while Montreal burns.
Max officers and the Prime Minister was nowhere to be found.
Justin Trudeau tweeted to Taylor Swift asking her to add a stop of her Eras tour in Canada.
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
You know what? Donald Trump likes my music.
Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this song is kind of